Hello, everyone. Welcome to all of the beautiful individuals out there. This is the first ever Moxie Monroe retrospective that we're going to do for episode 1. This will be available for anyone. That's right. You watching this. You don't have to do anything except, enjoy. But anything in the future covering this type of material will be saved for those in the private eye level or higher on our Patreon. So, without any further ado, my name is Andrew Ryan, and I voice Morky Four Fingers. I will pass it down the line, and we will all introduce ourselves accordingly. Let's start with Cleo.
Hello, I'm Cleo Birch, and I am the voice of Moxie Monroe.
So, my name is William Cancel. I am the dodecahedron. I am I don't want to say the face, but I am the blob.
Love it. Jenna.
I'm Jenna Rose, and I am the unhelpful bird woman.
And last but certainly not least.
That'd be me. Hi, I'm John, or Jossum, whatever you want to call me. I am the voice of Slack. Pretty unintelligent, dim-witted hired muscle, but it works.
We all need our sort of token dumb guy to A, be the fall guy, and B, little comic relief. So you fit right in, my friend. So the whole idea behind this is that we just want this to be super chill, relaxed, and kind of a way for actors to chat with each other, talk about the episode. It could be anything about our experiences with it, the recording side of it, how we discovered characters, and also towards the end, we're going to do a little bit of, who we are as people outside of the blanket forts. But without any further ado, Cleo, would you, as our star, as our Moxie Monroe, would you do me a huge favor and just tell us about how you found the project and how you kind of character developed or connected with the character?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually came across the audition for this on TikTok, and I found it, I sent it off, and I remember speaking to Austin. He was like, I didn't even know we posted this on TikTok. And I was like, well, I'm quite glad you did, because that's the only way I would have found it. So, I got on through that, and then reading through the roles, obviously Moxie is such a firecracker. She stood right out to me. And with the briefing of, transatlantic accent, I went, yes, because I've narrated an audiobook, and that was all of the narration. So I've done about 8 solid hours of that accent, so I've practiced a little bit. And it was really fun to just kind of come in, use the skills that I developed on that project, and really just get into the personality and the kind of nitty gritty of what would a fantasy noir detective be like? And she's really fun. So it just took a little bit of, who would I want to be in a world like this? And that's basically Moxie. So it was actually pretty easy to find that and put that all together. It was an absolute delight.
Well, and don't you, play RPGs, D&D, that kind of stuff? So, So, I mean, the beautiful merriment of Dungeons & Dragons and noir. I mean, it's a really unique project, but... so obviously there was a little of that kind of speaking to you, a little sword and sorcery.
True. Yeah, seeing the fantastical nature of it and having it be the mucilaginous hexahedron, but the cube. It has a name.
Gelatinous cube.
Gelatinous.
Yeah.
I've gotten into mucilaginous, but yeah. It was a great way of I fought one of those and it sucks. But yeah, the RPG experience, TTRPG experience really, I think, helped kind of get into it.
Well, and are you a fan of, noir, your kind of, Dick Tracy-esque, your gumshoe type stuff, in real world, I guess?
I would say I definitely am a mystery buff in the real world. Noir hasn't been the main focus of that, more I guess modern murder mystery type stuff. But I've always liked and appreciated it. I just haven't had much exposure to it, other than the kind of cliche and she strolled into my office, a pair of legs, and so I was able to kind of go with the cliche, which is what they were looking for as well. So that
As someone that is deemed unhelpful, I would like to have her be helpful. Jenna, could you tell us a little bit about how you found the project, maybe like who all you auditioned for, and fun little anecdotes, whatever you got.
Oh yeah. I feel like I found it on Instagram. I'm in a lot of Discord servers for voice actors where we'll just kind of share links if we find them, but I feel like this one was on Insta. And I just, besides the film noir concept, I just loved the wide variety of cast options. It was just an amazing set of people to audition for. So along with the Bird Woman, I also auditioned for the Cube, the gelatinous cube, the unintelligible ghoul, just anything where I could make a lot of throat noises. And I did do a Moxie audition too, so I was just having a lot of fun with everything that was offered.
Would you mind giving us a little mucilaginous hexahedron? I don't want to put you on the spot, but
Oh no, you're fine. Wait, let me. I have them right here. Let me just see what I did for that really, really, really quick.
Sure. And if any of the rest of, well, I mean, obviously, William, you are that, but, John, if you auditioned for that as well, I'd love to hear some of the juiciness.
I feel like I went for more of a drowning collection because I was more like something that was slowly being suffocated by its own bodily form.
Well, I mean, technically that kind of happened. Other things as well, but no, that's awesome. In the I think the unhelpful bird woman is kind of the sleeper, like fan favorite character in the group. In the Discord, people are just like, "Oh my god, I love her."
She's my favorite.
Yeah, seriously,
Yay.
like she's such a great character. What was the inspiration for that?
Visually, I was picturing most of the characters from Tuca and Birdie, just like people walking around with bird heads. And then in terms of voice print, I was thinking about, okay, Iago from Aladdin, but specifically not when he's like just doing Gilbert Gottfried, but when he's specifically pretending to just be a normal parrot and he's just like laid it on thick, like, the problem with your daughter. Like, and he's just not enjoying himself in any capacity. So that was what I wanted to lean into with that.
It totally works. And it's also this kind of delightful, like we have a really nice like rounded out cast of different creatures and voices, and having everything be so unique is to me it's like super refreshing, and yours definitely stands out in its own way. I hope that the unhelpful bird woman makes another appearance, because
I would love that.
Austin and the rest of you, I mean, come on. Anyway, that's and obviously because I asked this of Cleo as well. What are you reading, if you don't mind me asking?
Mm-hmm. Audiobook wise, I am currently listening to The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. It's very like medieval setting, kind of mystical, slight horror aspect to it. It's really fun. And reading a physical book, I'm doing House of Rain by Harley LaRue, which is like a modern kind of gothic horror, and it's sapphic, which is really great. I love queer literature. So that one's a good time. Highly recommend.
Excellent. That's fantastic. I very much appreciate it. Also, I know I'm like kind of structuring this a little bit more than I thought I would. So any of y'all, feel free to jump in and, I don't know. Well, thanks. I was feel free to disrupt
if you want help,
everything.
But you're doing amazing.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah,
all right, fine. Right, wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. So kind of the same question for you, John. I would love... So I like everyone else, I auditioned for pretty much all the characters. And I think we kind of matched a little bit on the voice for this character. So I'd like to know your inspiration behind it, and what did you think of the audition process, man?
Oh yeah, no. The audition was super fun. I, like Cleo, found this through TikTok. When I was looking, I want to say that I feel like I remember it saying that if you were auditioning for multiple roles, like there was a limit of just 10 characters, which I think was about every role that was open at the time, minus the unhelpful bird woman. So I was like, cool, I got this. So I rolled in like I finally put your face to the name when we started this, we're like, oh, you're Morky. And
Yeah.
yeah. And like we were kind of close, I thought it was very similar to the all right, doll, so what you gonna do? But then you and I are talking about it, you pitched it up because short guy with a deep voice makes sense visually, but auditorially, you gotta have that difference. I like Jenna, I went for the hexahedron as well, doing the like and a lot of like mouth noises that really unsettled my partner. She was like, "Oh God, stop it! Get out of here!"
I love when other people can hear what we do in our space and then go, I'm sorry, what was that? You screamed bloody
No.
murder. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, all the random noises. Like I think I gave the Minotaur like some sort of weird New Yorkish accent. He was like, I don't remember the line, hey, what are you doing here? And then the ogre, I tried to like, bite the lip and, no, you can't come over here. And ended up getting the role of Slack, and using closer to the voice I auditioned for Slick with. Slick is supposed to be, the more street smart, savvy, kind of like actually threatening psychologically of the two lizard folk. And then Slack he's the muscle. He's the dumb brother. So, ended up with something kind of akin to like Gollum and Gurgi. And just kind of rolling through that little channel with it.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. As you were saying that, I got Gollum, but Jennifer Coolidge. And that made my brain very happy.
Oh, I want a hot dog real bad.
Thank you so much. I was like, one of us has to do that.
Yes. Oh, magnificent. Sorry.
I'm just sad there was no S in that sentence, Hey, guys, I want a hot dog real bad.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
That's their mom.
Yeah. Oh. Well, actually, I think Jennifer Coolidge would be great. I hear there's going to be like an ogre family that's coming up at some point future episode. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. So I will pause here just in case you want to cut that out.
Oh.
Okay. But anyway,
they'll just do like a black bar and a bleep and leave it in there entirely. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but so if you want to pause.
Yeah. No, so that's I think what I'm kind of picking up is that a lot of us all showed up with a lot of different characters, and they picked some great like little nuggets so that in the future we all can kind of stretch our wings and be helpful as bird people or snake people or alligator people or regular people. But I mean, Cleo, no offense, who wants to be a regular person, in a land of fantasy?
Right.
All right, William, I know I didn't forget about you. So it's kind of the same vibe, man. You are a square red booger, dude. Like, how did you channel because it's amazing, dude. It's such a beautiful thing that you did, because not only is it an inanimate object, but there was feeling, man. There was like emotions and whatnot. It was crazy.
I found this on TikTok. I was like scrolling. I was looking for work, and I'm like, wow, okay, nothing. And as soon as I'm on that last one, and I'm like, oh hey, D&D, I like this. Okay, I'm up for it. And I was like, okay, Morky. And I was going for Morky. I was going for like a little bit of here and just be like, hey, yo, I'm walking here. And that was
little
my
Beetlejuice
whole
in
thing.
there, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, great, I got it. And when I saw the decahedron and the hexahedron, oh my God, the cube, I was like, okay, what would you sound like? And I was like, I made this headcanon that the skeleton was trying to vibrate and the skeleton was moving inside of it in such a way. And I'm like, what would you sound like with no lips, no nothing? And I just started. And I just started doing that for like, I think the meeting was for like an hour. And it was the best hour that I've had in my life. Because it's like, okay, can you like do a sound when you're like um scrolling through the floor? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. And I started drinking water. And I was like, okay, let me do that. And I started gargling and just doing sounds. And it sounded so perfect. Like all the sounds, they're not made by other people. Like everything from the cube was me.
I love
And
that.
I absolutely loved it. Because they were giving me pointers and they were like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And I'm like, I'm not sure, but I'll try it. And I started doing everything. Um, I don't know, everything just clicked when I was the gelatinous cube because I'm a huge D&D fan, and I think it came full circle because it was in the 2000s that I started playing, right? And the first thing that killed me was a cube.
That
So
is beautiful. That is a beautiful timeline.
It's full circle.
You finally won over the cube.
it was a great campaign, and now that I feel that I am the cube, I'm like, okay, so I remember that I died 20 something years ago, and now I came back, and I'm just like, you know what, it's revenge, let's do this. And then everything that happens in the episode, and I'm like, okay, and I read the line, okay, and now you're gonna be thrown off of a roof of a roof, and I'm like, I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time? Because I thought I was gonna be in the episode like for a long time. And they're like, no, 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 because this happens and the other thing happens, and I'm like, you know, I'm in this, right? Like, I'm in this. And the boss was like, no, I understand. Um I was having a great time because
Good.
as soon as I knew it was I'm gonna die, it was just me high pitch to low pitch.
Well, and plus, when you are able to just kind of leave everything on the table, I'm sure all of us have done this where, you got to read, you get through it, you do something, and then you're towards the end, and you're like, can I just do something fun? Like, we've been doing this for 2 hours. I just want to have fun. And those are always the little gems. Those are the gems. Well, okay, since I've asked everyone, except for John, what are you reading, if anything?
I'm reading 2 books. My wife just left What Moves the Dead, right? I started reading that one. It's really good. It's really good. And there's another one that I'm reading, Rule of Thorn and Roses.
Court of
I
Thorn and
forgot the name.
Roses?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That one. I started reading it. I was like, it's gonna be that type of fantasy. And then I started reading, and I'm halfway in the book, and I'm like, it's gonna be that type of fantasy.
Yeah.
And the last one I'm reading is I'm sorry, I read like a lot of books because I'm like, okay, I gotta know about this one, and I gotta know about this one. It's about this kid that is, I don't remember the name. I think it's Imaginary Friend.
Okay.
He gets lost. He pops up a week later, and the person that's driving is late for curfew, and he almost crashes into the kid. And he's like, hey, you've been lost for like a week. Can I help you? And they call the cops. The mother is like crying and everything. And the thing is that at night, the moon is hitting the shadows, and the shadows move, and they're alive. And that just made my week. I was like, okay, I got to get this book. And I went out of the bookstore and I started reading it. And then I was like, oh, okay. Oh, hey, what's that book, wife? What are you doing? And I started reading that one. And then I'm like, oh, wait, we have this book too. And I started reading it. And now I got 3 books at the same time.
I'm the same way. I also read a lot of manga because I'm a nerd. Surprise. But so not only do I have all of those series going on, but I also just finished the Joe Abercrombie, the First Law series. Let me tell you, I was halfway through the first book, and I'm like, nothing's happened, but I am so sucked in right now. I don't get it. And great trilogy, highly recommend it, especially if you're into like fantasy and knights and kings kind of deal. Wonderful, wonderful choice. So, Andrew, yeah. What about you? What was your audition experience like?
How did
Now
you
none of
find
us get the
Morky,
chance.
Drew?
Okay. Thank you. So what's actually funny, William and I we work on another project together, and so he's heard Morky in sort of a different fashion as I don't know, kind of a mobster newscaster, if you will. So that was kind of the basis for it. But also, I had a boss back in the day that was not a very nice guy, and I like trying to channel him in a comedic and fun way, so that not only am I making fun of him secretly, but also it just makes me feel better about the whole experience. So, yeah, when you think about it, you're going to have a little guy running a bar, very seedy underbelly. I was thinking, all right, do I go maybe more Penguin-esque? Because that's kind of what the Blue Chimera is. It's like the Penguin's bar. But yeah, I just went for it, And plus, once you kind of get into being Morky, you can't get out of it. I'm stuffed into that tiny little guy's body, and I'm never going anywhere. So, no, I absolutely loved it. I also auditioned for absolutely every single character. Some of the Patreons may already know this because Cleo and I was cast. They were still looking for their Moxie, and I helped in her audition. I read everything else, all the other characters opposite her, and then we did that as like a table read kind of deal, which super, super fun. Absolutely love doing that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. It's great training to kind of switch between character to character, and I always visualize what's in my head. So yeah, it was super fun. I loved it. It was a delight.
Hey, Andrew.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I had a quick question.
Go for it.
Because we all had different experiences, right? Some of us most of us, all of us were recording remotely. I had the fantastic opportunity to record with Cleo and also my counterpart who played Slick. He was under the weather, but Cleo and I were getting our recordings down through that session. The rest of you guys, starting with you, Andrew, like, how many of you were getting the chance to read opposite someone else? How many of you were recording on your own, or even like maybe just with Austin?
So I was very lucky that I was able to also work opposite of Cleo. Because we have so much together, it would have been very difficult to get the relationship of the two of us together. There was a great rhythm, and honestly, I don't know what the editing process looked like, but I guarantee it was chunk. They didn't have to take much of anything out. We just kept cooking. There is a fun little wrinkle to how I recorded. So the day before Cleo and I were set to record, my house was struck by lightning, caught on fire, was completely soaked by the fire department, and you know what room got the most of it? My studio.
Of course.
So everything. So the first thing that I grabbed outside of, getting, my cats out, of course, microphone, laptop, that was it. Those were the essentials. I shot Austin a note and was like, hey man, I can't do this tomorrow. We figured it out. It was fine. We did it a couple of days later. And now I have one of those amazing little voiceover stories, because I recorded everything on the floor of my mother's basement, covered in blankets, laptop on this weird leather couch, and I was sweating my ass off for 2 hours. And I would not change that for the world.
And honestly, guys, you couldn't tell. That's a professional right here.
Thank you. This setup is way better than what I had before. Yeah. But no, you got to do what you got to do. And at one point, I think they were like, hey man, if you want to, step away, we can find someone else. And I was like, oh no, I will do this by myself. I will, if you want, Cleo to record her lines, I will fill them in, kind of like promo style. I said, this is happening. You are not taking this away from me. I have no house. I have nowhere to live. You can't take this away from me. So yeah, that was my audition experience. Or no, sorry, my read experience, not the audition. The read. That was my read experience. But it was lovely. It was wonderful. I had a fantastic time. Cleo was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you find this audition? Where did you go for it?
Same here. TikTok. It just kind of scrolling through, saw it on a whim because I don't know. I was in kind of a weird place mentally. You always kind of get in your own head about a lot of different things. What am I doing? I've been throwing out auditions for all these kinds of things. I hear nothing back. The projects that I'm a part of, they're not going anywhere. William, you know what's up. And we all kind of live on our own little island, and it's really easy to get in your own head. And let me tell you, when I got that email, I was just getting off live streaming with my buddy, and I read it, and I'm like, this is what? And I reread it to him, and I went, what just happened? And he's like, dude, you got the gig, bro. And I was like, I'm going to go celebrate and do something. I don't remember what I did. I probably ordered DoorDash, I guess. I don't know. It's the simple things in life. But no, honestly, this kind of helped. I'm really trying to put a lot more into my voiceover career moving forward. I'm sick of my day job. You know, I'm sure a lot of us have been there at one point or another, but these guys help pull me out of a funk, and I will forever appreciate them for that.
Hell yeah. I really want to know how everyone got into voice acting, but I think we should talk about the show a little bit, and then we could jump to that. Yeah, well, eat your vegetables first, and then we'll get to the.
Then we'll get to the sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so now let's kind of go around. Let's, I don't know, maybe pat each other on the back. Favorite characters, or even like something that kind of surprised you about the show.
Yeah.
Cleo, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I was also gonna toss in one of my favorite clips, like parts of the show. And spoiler, I said it already. Unhelpful Bird Woman made my fucking day.
So how long have you been a customer at the Blue Chimera?
How long have you been a customer at the Blue Chimera?
I had offered to record the lines and send them. I'm like, oh, I don't know if like whoever's doing them might want to like imitate thing. And then I think, Jenna, I ended up getting your lines. You had recorded them already. And Austin sent them to me. And I was like originally going to match tone and cadence. I'm like, no. She fucking nailed this. The sass and the, hey, I'm not a narco, fuck yourself type like delivery to just repeating someone else's lines. It was so beautiful. You said so much in those lines, so much beyond just what was said. And I think I messaged Austin. I'm like, she's my hero. Please tell her that. I don't know if he did, but yeah, like that whole interaction, specifically with the Bird Woman, but honestly going to each patron in the bar just to get like a glimpse into this world and see that it exists so far beyond like what we just see in this episode. I think that was my favorite part. It's just like everyone having a moment in there and just the sheer chaos, and then like Moxie just being like, okay, because relatable, you know.
Seriously, we are all surrounded by very weird idiots, and you know. You gotta survive.
Keeps life vibrant. But yeah, that was my favorite thing.
Look, I just need to know if you've seen anything suspicious lately.
Look, I just need to know if you've noticed anything suspicious lately.
This is going nowhere.
This is going nowhere.
Excellent. Jenna, what was your favorite character? Something fun from the show?
I loved your rapport with Cleo as Moxie. It was just the way you two bounced off of each other, and it makes so much sense that you were like doing it live together. And I think my favorite thing is the tonal shift between you two at the end when everything kind of gets revealed. Like it really went from this like playful back and forth little banter to like, now, no, this is serious now. And it was like, it gave me like these amazing chills. Like, oh, the twist. Someone's gonna get hurt. Oh God, we thought we could trust you. You gave him a free drink. Like, why? So I was just there for the entire dynamic that was going on between the two of you. It was amazing. And Cleo, your transatlantic was just knocking it out of the park. Like, for real, I loved it.
We can chalk this whole mess up to a simple misunderstanding. You can walk out of here with your teeth. Or leave like the last guy did. Through the window. You catch me, doll?
That is a huge compliment, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, that little moment, I specifically, when we were recording, we were kind of going back and forth on when it should change, and I'm like, what? That's when everything should change. It's simple. It's a nice little punctuation. It's that realization that he's caught. And then the true Morky comes out. Yeah. I even said to Austin, I was like, dude, if you want to like add some reverb or something to it and just make it dark, I was, Morky's a magical creature, I was kind of thinking that whole like Gandalf the Grey when he's in the how dare you, like horror, like that. I was channeling my inner Gandalf. So that is awesome. You just made my day.
Oh, yay.
William, share.
Okay, Andrew, I'm not saying it because I work with you, right? I am a huge fan. I will always be one of your biggest fans.
Thanks, man.
And I'll be honest. When I heard you as Morky, and when you were, well, quote unquote, scared when they got the golden gun, I think that's what made the character for me. It's like the change, like, yeah, man, like I'm right here, and then it's like, oh wait, hold up, what is that shiny thing you have in your hand? Back it the hell away from me, like 20 feet. And I was like, you know what? Right here. This is when I fell in love with the character.
Thanks, man.
I was like, damn, the change, right? Because I loved each character, right? I love Moxie. I love the Bird Lady. I love the
dynamic dumb duo. Yeah.
Yes, like everything. I completely enjoyed it because I remember when I first started hearing it, and I was like, wow, okay, everything's like slow, and I love that it's a slow burn. And I'm like, okay, perfect. And when I heard your Morky, I was like, I'm hooked. Let's go. All right, 20 episodes. I need 2 spinoff, a side of fries, and maybe a hamburger with that order, but I need it right now.
And it's funny that you say that because I think initially the idea was that, Morky was kind of a come and go character. I hope not. I mean, I love him so much, and it's not, it's out of my hands. But hey, fans, if there's people that you liked in this episode,
get in the comments.
Get in the comments section. Don't forget to like the video. Sorry, little YouTube speak for everybody because we've all been there. Dude, I really appreciate that, man. That's like huge. You guys are really too kind. John, please pick someone else.
I want to bring it down and get real for a second. Can I just say, do you know what the best part about being asked this question last is? It is hearing every one of your favorite parts get said by someone else before they get a chance to get to you. So then you go into panic mode and you're like, my favorite part had to be William. At this point, since everything else has been taken that I did like, you're up here. I'm going to be the first one to throw it to you. I love the sound you made when I threw you from the roof. Because it was the one instance, like you've gone through here the whole time and you've been like, oh yeah, well, when I was channeling the cube, you were doing that. That was my moment where I was not using words and I was just channeling my character into, oh God, Cleo, you had to deal with this earlier. Let me see if I can do it again. Because you're acidic. I used my bare hands. I pushed you off the roof and guess what? It burnt. And then of course I was sitting there the whole time going, and having to do these insane animal screams to match your death wails. So you got something out of me that I wouldn't have had before if you hadn't died. That's my favorite part.
Thanks for dying, William. We always appreciate the effort, someone had to.
Anytime. Like, if you want me to do it again, just call.
Hey, if I'm ever feeling down, I'll give you a buzz. Maybe like, hey, can you just die on the phone for me, please? Appreciate it. Just
It'll be episode 4. We'll get the cube's third cousin, the blue booger, and then I'll have to, I'll be there. I'll be there.
I mean, that you make a great point. I mean, a cube's a cube. We could have all, the full spectrum of colors of cubes, and there's only one person in my heart that can be the cube, and that's you, my guy. Like, come on. So, again, we are giving all the. This is great. This is a great little rap session. We're giving ideas to the writers. Pay attention.
Yes, they can bring us back.
Yeah.
I'm fully picturing like a sitcom-esque spinoff of like the Cube, but you just hear the jingle and like the cube comes in and you're making all the noises, but the cube has a little fedora and it has like 2 little cubes and there's like a cube with an apron on that comes and meets it and it's like the bottled laughter. I don't know why that's so vivid in my head.
Okay.
Like little baby.
How was your day, honey? The kids? Oh, wow.
Can I just add that the skeleton inside the cube needs to be wearing a tie at this point to match the hat on top?
They're buddies.
Yeah.
Well, and of course you have to have like the weird neighbor, the only normal person, like mucilaginous
It's just a guy named Ralph.
Yeah, right. Like, I can't believe it. I live next to a
His
crazy
guy.
family.
Wacky sitcom shenanigans.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
That's because he's my homeboy. He's my rotten soldier.
The Odd Couple, but it's just the cube and a guy.
Yes. And every time he's like, "Oh, high five!"
It's John's noise, like
Absolutely. Every time, it's the same. Every single time. Yes.
oh my god.
Okay, so we've chatted. Anybody else have any like thoughts or comments that they want to make about the episode or this or anything? Because we don't want to go too long. Everyone, our time is valuable. So unmute, throw out anything else that you got, and then we'll kind of do some personal stuff.
I'm definitely interested to see what other fantastical products are brought to life through our fake commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the cube do a commercial that maybe was recorded previous to the death.
He could be the face of I don't know, like some sort of like barber gel or something, and it's just like you just scrape a little off, and
it's the Muck's version of Nair.
Yes. Oh. Scrape a little bit of that on your private areas, and you'll be sparkling and shining.
Smooth like butter.
Do not do this. It will actually take off your flesh. Yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
For external use only. Do
Just
not consider
picture it just like, oh, hey, I don't like this beard. Shaves it, a little bit of gelatinous cube, and just be like, what's that sound? Oh, it's mice burning flesh.
You can become a skeleton too.
Hey.
Yay! That's not crackling bacon you hear. That's your face.
Ah!
Sick of that pesky flesh. Don't worry.
We'll melt it right
the
off.
hair. Think of what would be your teeth.
But
Barely specific, but everywhere. Hair less. Brought to you by the mucilaginous cube.
Warning, removal of hair also removes flesh.
May cause end of life. At that point, you do have the right to sue anyone, but, well, you won't be around to do it. Yeah.
Suddenly we introduce a necromancer who's also a lawyer. I'll take the case.
That would fit next
right?
Next episode. I think there's a teaser that will be released, so this isn't spoileries. It was at the end of the episode. Loxy needs to solve her own murder, so I mean, there's got to be some funky afterlife shit happening. And if this is fantastical, of course.
Well, I mean that really is one of the beautiful elements of this. The fact that you can bring magic in when you need it, and it kind of solves all of those little like plot holes. You know, like Moxie's thrown from who knows how far up all the way down to the muck. A giant hill. Very BoJack Horseman-esque. You know, just hills in Hollywood, rolls all the way down. Yeah, and, you know, magic. Magic fixes the whole thing.
I mean, if there's any more show topics, but how did everyone get into voice acting? What's your story? What was your moment of, like, fuck it, we ball?
Well, okay, since this is your question, you have to do the order.
Oh, well, Drew, you just got big on my screen. So, Drew.
Okay. So I've been doing mimicry and character stuff since I was a kid. I was the weird kid in class that would play Warcraft, and then in class, when the teacher is like, all right, everybody get your books out, I'd be like, ready to work. Glucktag, and everyone would laugh, and the teacher would be pissed. And I wasn't like, I got good grades, so it was fine. Like, they were just like, what a jerk. Fast forward, this is just something that I always wanted to be a cartoon character as a kid. I realized that I can't actually do that Roger Rabbit style, but I can do it as voicing something. So yeah, I fell in love with it. I've done independent stuff for a while. Last year in August, I started like really getting into it, taking courses at the Voice Actor Studio, and this is definitely a plug for them because they fantastic people, super positive. I love every single one of them, and hopefully in the next couple of months I'll be able to produce my character demo, commercial demo, and really start just getting out there. I had a private session with someone earlier today, and they're like, you're putting in the reps, man. This is good. So I don't want to do my job next year. That's my goal. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome, dude. That's amazing. Ooh. That is awesome.
Earthquake test.
Got this. Yeah, sorry. Just kicking my booth. It's fine. Jenna, what about you?
Oh, I have just kind of loved all forms of storytelling since I was little. Was primarily a writer, but I had always wanted to add voiceover into that. So like 5 or so years ago, I just started taking like online workshops and stuff and putting myself out there. And I've been having such a delightful time. You know, and it's great. And because I do the writing too, sometimes I'll get to like edit or write the script and then do like, you know, some background characters or you know, be there in a larger role. So it's just been a great combination of things. I get to do a lot of character stuff and like audio dramas and indie animation. I'm starting to get a little bit more into the commercial work, which is nice because it pays. Yeah. And I'm trying to move into audiobooks now as well. You know, in an ideal world, I would like to at least cut down the hours at my day job, but I do kind of like it. I work at a library, which is just so much. That's why whenever anyone was mentioning a book, I'm like, I know that. Yes. I know it. Yeah. Yeah, and for real, Locked Tomb is probably one of my top favorite series. I'm so excited. And also, William, I think you mentioned what Feasts at Night or what that series also. Banger series, 110% worth reading and listening to. Yeah, so that's just me. I just keep plugging away, doing coaching, doing workshops, and kind of seeing where things go.
Hell yeah. Nice. John, same to you. What was your start?
So very similar to what Drew was saying, you know, I was constantly, you know, into that mimicry. Like Zoinks, dude, I'd be rolling around.
Really?
Like, man, I got the munchies.
Me too.
But then, like, you know, just hearing all these different voices, it got to a point where, like, I couldn't control it. I remember I was a teenager working at the BK Lounge. And
oh my God, dude, I worked at Dairy Queen, and I think I did the same thing that you're going to talk about. I love how We're the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
person.
Exactly.
We're the same person. We're both wearing flannel. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No. So, we'd get people, they'd roll through the drive-through and suddenly it'd be like, yeah, can I get a Whopper, mate? And I'd be like, yeah, Whopper, that'd be $4.59. And I'd be like, oh my God, fuck. Did you want a soda with that? Yeah, throw on a Coke. All right, a Coke. And I'd just be like reacting inside, like, no, stop it. Anyone that came through all the time. And I started using it like I was a manager at Walmart for years and years and years. So, every time we'd have a big announcement. Oh, attention Walmart shoppers. Today is St. Patrick's Day, so make sure to get all the things you need in the liquor aisle. Just, being funny, doing weird stuff. Jumped on TikTok in 2020, as a lot of people did. Before that, I'd been like, oh, that's a stupid app for teenagers and young children. And then I was like, oh, no, this is fun. I started working with another TikTok channel called Villain Support, where they were like, oh, hey, can you do this voice? And I was like, yeah. So, they're like, oh, we want Deadpool. And I'd roll in and be like, what in the fuck knuckles is this? Then they're like, oh, can you do Wolverine? And I'm like, yeah, bub, I can do Wolverine. And then eventually it was like, hey, can you? Yeah, Ohana. Ohana means family. And so I've just picked up all these voices for them. And then I'll make this super quick because it's super dark. Went through a divorce, lost a job. I've been looking for a real job since June. And then all of this happened. Actually, no, sorry. All of this started happening last year. Yeah. Because I talked to you guys. Yeah, no, sorry, it was June of last year. I got you guys. I got another podcast audio drama called The Transcendence Tapes, which will be releasing in October. I filmed 2 shorts and a feature. So they're releasing this month, next month, and then I think third quarter this year. So losing my job, going through a divorce, I was like, screw this. There is no other time that I will get the chance. I've got the stuff. I'm going to fucking do this. And you guys were the first. This program was the first one to be like, yes, absolutely, come on and attach me to a project. And it has just been roses ever since.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. Good. Just going for it. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I love how everyone is just this has been such a fantastic experience. So yeah, dude, I am 100% mirroring that vibe, that feel. Sorry, I know I'm starting to steamroll you. Sorry.
No. Like you said, we're the same person. We're the same. You lost your house. I lost my wife. It's like the same thing.
I mean, it really is. Oh, and by the way, for those of you that are wondering, I am in an apartment for the time being. Nothing has been done on my house. That happened back in October, by the way. So these things take time.
Just a little.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, William.
Okay, so I gotta ask, do you want the truth or do you want the commercial way of me telling people how I got into boys?
True.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Truth,
Okay.
truth.
So it's gonna get a little bit dark, and I'm sorry about it, right? I grew up neurodivergent, right? I didn't like myself. I didn't like who I was. So I tried escaping by making voices and talking to my best friend, who's also neurodivergent. So we were the only two that would understand each other. He wouldn't understand emotions. I was too emotional, right? And I don't know how or why, but... Hello, folks. Mika here. We're going to be talking about this new mouse tool, right? And I started like that. And I kept going and I kept going. And I quit college. I went back again. I joined the Air Force. I got my leg in 7 places. I don't want to keep going on that, right? I'm telling you, it's really dark. And I got to a point where I met my wife. And she was like, hey, what did you want to do when you were growing up? And I was like, oh, I wanted to be a game designer. I wanted to do this and that. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be an artist. I am an artist, right? Because that's what I took up in college. And she was like, but I do remember when we started dating that you wanted to do voice acting. And I'm like, And it like clicked for me that because of her is where I stand right now. Because I didn't want to be here anymore, right? And I know that you understand what I'm trying to go for that. And she was like, hey, let's try this. I'm going to push you into this. You're going to hate me for it, or you're going to be like a little bit miffed with me. And I'm like, I could never hate you. And she just starts pushing me and pushing me. And I started going to closing credits. I graduated. I went to Tara Strong. I graduated. I started going places, movie festivals, different places. And I'm like, babe, thank you. Because if it wasn't for her, I know that I would not be the voice actor that I am right now, or I would have never taken that step. And I like that it came full circle, that I started hating myself. And now I have so much self-love that I want to teach everybody else through my voice acting, right? Because it's like, oh, hey, anger, I got you on that. But for like emotional stuff, it's like, come on, give me a second while I get in that skin, right? And I actually love what I'm doing. I'm having fun. The producers, everybody, the boss was like, hey, I love the cube. And I'm like, you know what? Being here is not that bad. It has its perks. It has everything that I want. And I make people laugh. I make connections, which is what I always wanted when I was a kid. Instead of being shunned, now I start doing voices and people are like, hey, you're that guy. And I'm like, I'm that guy, pal. I am that guy. And I just love it.
I would
Cleo.
like to thank your wife as well, dude. Like seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think we all have moments like that where it's great when you find your people. It feels like nothing else in the world. You know, finally, I think all of us, I think we can relate, being the weird kid, the odd one out, the quiet one, the shy one, the one that, you know, drew in art books and people thought we were weird. To kind of add on to what William said, if you're a person out there and you feel like you are different, that there is something wrong with you, you just haven't found your people yet. And this world is so well connected that you just got to look. Most recently, I found my people, and I've had more friends now than I've ever had in my entire life total. And I love that. And you can do it too.
There is so much more access now to people and the type of thinking that we didn't have when we were younger, that it is amazing to see what people coming up are getting supported in and producing. And not to say that we're, paving the path for them, but I think we're doing a little bit of that. Right.
Absolutely. And this project, Cleo, I think Austin mentioned that you bring this up, but organically, I think it kind of fits. This is human made. This is
100%, baby.
Yeah, we
Fuck
are
that
all
AI shit.
Yeah,
Don't
we are
do that.
we're all people. We're doing this. We're sharing our creations with you, our creativity, our passions. And I hope that this is inspiring enough to maybe get you to do the same.
Hell yeah.
Damn, that feels like a really good place to end it.
I
Why'd
know.
you do that? Why'd you do that?
I know. Well, actually, it's one of the things that I actually have to do right after this, very shortly, is learn how to voice act for toys.
Hell yeah.
And I'm very excited.
Whoa.
I'm very excited about that. So,
Like your voice will be put into toy, or it is toy and you are voicing?
into toy, like recording, and then into action figures and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm so
That is
excited.
so cool.
Yeah, I'm so
Very
excited.
cool.
It's
That is way cooler than a Build-A-Bear.
exactly. Well,
It
I mean,
still counts. You can say that you've done the same.
you've got a great
Put on
point.
my resume. I have voiced a toy.
But
yeah,
you
it's only in my
paid
house.
for that. I will be paid for other things.
Yeah,
That's
that's
quite
why it's
good.
better.
Like I just camp out in a Build-A-Bear and be like, "Hey, you want a voice?"
Hey, you want a teddy bear?
I don't
Hey,
think
you
a
wanna-
man like me could hang out in a Build-A-Bear. The Sans children, just this guy, like, hey kid, come over here.
Kid, you want a man to sound like this?
I'll-
Yes, that's so.
I'll voice that little character over there just like Morky Fourfingers.
Bears,
You don't
they
know
throw
who that
some
is?
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Ha, we'll get real with this shit, okay? Anyway, all right, everyone. Last thoughts, and also plug your social medias so that if somebody liked you, if you like us, follow us. We might have cool stuff. Let's start with William, and then we'll do Jenna, and then John, and then Cleo, and then myself, and then we'll wrap her up.
Cool.
So, hello, William again. You can find me on almost everywhere. William Cancel BA, right? I tried changing my handles to something else, but it wasn't catchy enough. And I can't put my full name because I do have a mother and I'm Latino and I can't put Cuevas. But you know what? She stares at me a lot and she's like, "You are your father's son." And I'm like, "You birthed me. I love you." But you can find me everywhere as either W Cancel BA or William Cancel BA.
You can find me most places at JRose Reads. Also my website, jrosereads.com. Except for Insta, it was taken. I'm sad. So it's at Jenna Rose Reads.
On TikTok, you can find me as Joslyn Cosplay. Instagram, I'm Jaws_cosplay or the PDX Wolverine, which is also where you can find me on YouTube.
I'm predominantly on TikTok. I go by Cleo Birch VA. I also go by that on Instagram, but I neglect it badly. My website is also cleobirch.ca or like Cleo Birch Narrator. I'll link it because it's been a second. Yeah, I think it's Cleo Birch Narrator. Yep.
Yeah, well, and on like, you know, YouTube and stuff, I'm sure they'll throw it in like the description or whatever, so make it a little bit easier. Yeah, so I'm Andrew Ryan. Andrew Ryan VO is on pretty much all the platforms, is what I'm represented as. Website coming soon. Also, if you are so inclined to watch two aging millennials play retro video games on YouTube, NLN Games, every Saturday, a buddy of mine and I live stream, have a great time. Feel free to hang out. Yeah, well, everyone.
I just realized.
One
Hang
more
on.
very important thing.
I just realized this before. Andrew Ryan, you're the BioShock guy.
Mm-hmm. I sure am. That so that is a part of my name. It's not my actual name, but
okay,
yeah, okay.
right.
Well, okay, two reasons. One, my last name, there's not a good rhythm to it, and two, my dad is a monster, and I don't want his name attached to anything that I do positively in the future. So,
super fair.
Yeah, exactly. So I am sort of creating myself as Andrew Ryan, and yes, you know, there's a little Easter egg for that, but and hopefully, man, if they like reboot that series or whatever, I mean, hey, call your boy,
right?
you know. Anyway, look, thank you so much for joining us today. We had a blast. I hope you guys had a blast. And
One more very important thing.
yes, Cleo.
John, what's your favorite book? What
Oh.
you read, John.
I actually
You never got to answer.
I just finished up reading Tough Shit by Kevin Smith, the audiobook version. I'm sourcing the next book in the Witcher series. I've made it through several and I can't find a copy of the next book. Which I can never remember what the title of that one is, but when I know it, I've got it written down. I'll find it.
Nice. Sorry, Drew. Continue
No.
your lovely outro.
Totally fine. Totally fine. But yeah, so like I said at the top of this episode, this is free for absolutely everyone, just so that you can get to know all of us a little bit. But if you want to see more stuff like this, join the Patreon and hit the private eye level or higher. There's some really cool stuff included in the Patreon, and there's potentially some opportunity for you to get involved as a writer, or I don't know, maybe if you got the chops, we'll throw you in an episode. But that's not my decision to make. But head on over, sign up. It helps fund really cool human-made stuff. And I guess from all of us here, all of us fiends, aberrations, and monstrosities, to you, thank you so much.